Let me start by thanking for this kind invitation. I accepted with great pleasure for many reasons. First, because finally I can be back in Greece. I used to come here between 2015 and 2018 to discuss about resolution plan for the Single Resolution Board. Frankly speaking, I'm much happier to be back here to speak about recovery and positive notes. Secondly, I accepted with great pleasure because I thought the topic of this session was really spot on. We need to discuss this issue, and sustainable management of distressed assets is in the DNA, is one of the reasons of being of AMCO, the company that I have the privilege to chair, since I am also the Director General at the Italian Ministry of Economy for Financial Regulation and Supervision. So I brought some slides, but be mindful of time. It didn't start, so I don't know, but in any case, so some history. I think it's important to have a bigger picture, a macroeconomic, how to frame this topic within the bigger picture of history. Italy was at the peak of non-performing loans exposure in 2015, and here you can see 361 in 2015, and most of it, all of it, was in the bank's balance sheet. I think throughout the years until 2021, we managed to decrease the overall amount, and most importantly, we managed to clean the bank's balance sheet, moving this out. This is very important because it allows banks, as you know, to make new loans, to generate new capacity, and these distressed assets are placed in companies that are specialized in managing with them. So the rule of specialization applies also in this case. How did we manage to go through this process until 2021? I think there was no silver bullet. There were a number of tools, and I just want to mention them. One was GACS, the scheme with the state guarantee on senior tranches. Why this was important? I think mainly because it urged banks, prompted banks to build a capacity to analyze what they had in their portfolios, because GACS came with the rating requirement. So if you want a rating, you need to show what you have in your books, and you need to create technology for that. And so you will need also, GACS helped creating professional people that were not there before then. The other point I want to make is judicial system. This was touched. It's very important, and we continue to invest on it thanks to the Recovery and Resilience Plan for the Next Generation EU. Judicial system procedure are key in this area. And second, out-of-court restructuring is also important, with the possibility then to bring the out-of-court agreement between the debtors and the creditors before a judge to have the judicial endorsement. Also on this, in Italy, we had very important reforms during the latest years. And last but not least, I think also AMCO played a role in helping to create an efficient and sustainable secondary market for distressed assets. I think throughout these 7 years, we managed to create a new asset class made of distressed assets, where investors have new opportunities to invest with a risk return, and also the debtors, that are the asset underlying this asset class, are treated with having a possibility to interact with specialized people that know how to give, when there is an opportunity to recover, the possibility to recover. So AMCO is a state-owned company. It operates as any other private actor. Our transactions are monitored by DG Comp in order to ensure that prices and terms are market terms. We operate both as an investor and as a servicer, and we are under the supervision of the Bank of Italy, since we are a financial intermediary, and of the Court of Auditors, since we are a publicly owned entity. What I want to say is that AMCO really changed its activity since 2018. What happened in 2017? 17 billion of distressed assets were transferred to AMCO from the Venetian bank's liquidation. And that was a changing moment, because we realized that, first of all, this is a field where size matters. If you want to be efficient, size does matter. And there You need to invest in technology, again, in human capital, and you need to be aware of the difference between unlikely to pay and bad loans. Bad loans is a classification we use in Italy to identify defaulted loans. These are completely different animals, speaking about the elephant, and you need to deal with them in different ways. So you need to invest in order to be efficient. And this also explains why now we have around 34 billion of assets under management. So what do we do with UTP? And I want to emphasize this point. We provide a whole range of service from debt restructuring, including the use of equity-like instruments, because over-indebtedness through banking sector was one of the weak points for the debtors and for the banking sector itself. I think this is one also of the lessons we need to draw from 2015 peak. The fact that you don't need only the banking sector, you need capital markets. You need to advise small and medium enterprises to access capital markets. So you need a more balanced mix of capital markets and banking sector financing. Provision of new financing to encourage business continuity and industrial relaunch. I couldn't agree more with those that today said that you don't have to throw good money after bad money. This has to be done only when there are real chances of recovery. And strategic support, because again, the point about advisory that goes beyond financial support. I will cut short. Two, I think, very innovative schemes that we are carrying out. One is the project called Cuvée. We work with 11 other banks, multi-originator scheme, where it's a platform, it's a fund made only of UTP in the real estate sector, and we provide them with a number of services, and we bridge between these borrowers between them and professional investors that can give them advisorship and capacity to relaunch, to go through an in-depth workout, turnaround of their companies. The second scheme so this is already reality, and the other one is GLAM, Guaranteed Loans Active Management. This is a new scheme that we just notified to the Commission in order to have a no state aid decision. So this decision by the Commission verified that this is a scheme that would be financed only through private funding, and it's a scheme that regards state-guaranteed loans. We know after the COVID there was a huge amount of state-guaranteed loans. Part of it can be transferred to this guaranteed loan active management platform financed by private investors, where AMCO will act as master and special servicer. I know that I don't have time to go through it, but this is just to signal that we stand available to team up and share our experience. Thank you.